Welcome, everybody, to another Runner Up podcast. I'm your host, Caleb, and this is my co host, Yuval. How's it going, brother?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Dude, I'm good. I'm always chilling, always on the grind, too. Today's been a long day, so if I'm dragging, guys, I really apologize. But, Yuval, what are we going to bring to them in this episode today?
I was hoping we can talk a little bit about sales.
Mm,
Probably dive in a little bit on maybe just the main principles of sales and what are kind of the main steps that we want to achieve in a call
hmm
and stuff like that. And then maybe we can talk a little bit also on like past the initial acquisition part, so like writing offers and stuff.
for
Yeah,
sure.
just I think the most important part is that initial call.
That initial call. That's all it is. But we can also get into the importance of the follow up, guys. I don't think I've heard this that many times in being in a real estate community. The follow up is so vital and important. We can
Mhm.
get into that later on. But as of right now, the intro. Yuval, you want to start us off? Give us a little bit of opinion. What are you trying to look for when you're, maybe qualifying for a lead or, just having an opener conversation with a realtor or a seller? How does that look like to you guys?
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of qualifying leads, right? The first thing would be to qualify the listing.
Mm,
So you
right.
want to, if you're getting on market listings, which is what we're doing, we haven't dabbled with off market yet. We will definitely want to because it's a different level of, but it's also a completely different conversation too. Like you're not talking to an agent, you're talking to some guy that you just called that has a house, so he doesn't know who
Mm,
you are. He's not actually looking to sell until you call him up.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's something different. We want to get into that as well. But right now we're doing on market stuff. So like MLS, Zillow, stuff like that, Redfin. And I think the main things first that we noticed was really getting high quality listings
Mm,
before you even make that initial call.
yeah. Yeah.
So we look for, Ben taught us 5 things that we look for. So price drop, description,
hmm
days on market. So the days on market, you want to look
Yeah.
at what your average days on market for the area,
Exactly. Yeah.
and see if it's a lot more than that. You can give it a one out of five for
hmm
that one.
Right.
And then you got pictures. We like to
hmm
buy houses that need a little bit of work, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
also got the equity, which is
It's
probably
unfortunate we don't have that exposed here in Canada. Whereas,
mm,
in the States, that's where that fifth qualification comes in handy. But we don't have that personal information due to the Privacy Act, right? It's
right.
brutal. I hate that act. No, I'm kidding. But
I mean, it's also in Texas. It's kind of similar too because it's a non-disclosure state, which is kind of
okay.
funny. We didn't
Yeah.
realize until we actually got into it that it's non-disclosure because we
hmm
actually started finding properties and then we had to look at comps, but the
Right. Right.
prices weren't online.
No, it makes
So
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can still find it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No, before we actually get into that conversation of sales, I was wondering why did you guys choose Texas in the first place? I know you kind of just mentioned it. Just a quick question. I know you can summarize it real quick, but yeah, why Texas?
yeah. So well, first thing was we wanted red states,
Mm-hmm.
and then second thing was also time zones. So some people can argue there's so many states, right? But if the time zone is 3 hours off, we can only start calling them, you know,
Exactly.
12
Yeah.
o'clock, 1 o'clock before
Right.
when they actually wake up and want to talk to people. So
Right. Right.
we wanted the maximum like 1 hour difference between us. So that already narrowed down the vertical
Mm-hmm.
line from where we're at right now in
Yeah.
Ontario.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, from there we took from that line we looked at other states, and we
Mm-hmm.
were between Texas, two cities in Texas, so Fort Worth and then El Paso, and
Mm-hmm.
then also we were looking at Memphis, but my mom did some research and she saw that Memphis is considered safer than like 0.1% of America or something like that. So
Really?
the
Wow.
crime rate is insane. Yeah.
Really? Wow,
So
Memphis.
we were
Okay.
just like, no thanks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that was pretty much the main things, and also just the Dallas Fort Worth area in terms of
Yeah.
population is like 9 million people.
Is it now?
So yeah, the
Wow.
Dallas Fort Worth metro is crazy. There's a lot of
Right.
population there, a lot of growth too, and just a lot of
Mm-hmm.
diversity in terms of jobs and employment.
Oh, that's gold then. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good research. Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. I know I kind of want to get into the States soon, but I want to kind of develop. I know we just started, but I kind of want to develop something here in the Windsor area first. But no, that's sick. Okay, yeah, no, I might have to
Yeah.
check out Texas. I know I like how you mentioned the red state. So are we dictating we're Trump fans or what?
Well, it's not really that. It's more just
MAGA.
I think it's also like the in terms of negotiation, but also
Mhm.
probably like landlord and tenant board there is
Oh, okay.
also they're considered better for the landlord for redder
Right.
states, but you could succeed in any market, right? We were just trying to narrow it down to make it easier. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks to Trump, right? I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
That's a conversation for another time, but okay. Let's dive in. Okay. So, no, yeah, you all just mentioned the five qualifications, which is very important. You really want to make sure that at least you have, I think Ben kind of mentioned it, closer to the 2 to 3 out of 5 range, right? You want to have a good solid count when it comes to those qualifications. Afterwards, you will put into that, yeah, that step of calling them, calling either the realtor or the seller, whatever that is like, and truly finding out whether, just the whole goal of the conversation there for that first conversation is the motivation. Would you say that, Yuval, too? I always try to look for that motivation for the first call and to kind of just build rapport during that as well. But yeah, how does it kind of look like for you?
yeah. I think that's a really crucial part, especially building rapport.
Hmm.
That's something that I really struggle with at the start. Like Ben has this joke, and he's probably gonna keep using it until I die over here.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like I one call I was talking to an agent, and then I didn't, or we had some sort of miscommunication, and he listened to the call again, Ben, when we had a conversation. He's like,
yeah,
call this guy up and tell him we got a problem and we need to solve this and this. But Ben kind of likes to say things, but he doesn't mean you to literally say what he's telling you to say, right? You
yeah,
have to interpret it, take it with a grain of salt. But at the time, I just took it as literal
yeah,
and called up the agent and just told him, hey, we have a problem right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You didn't send me this and this, and then he afterwards he just laughed because yeah, I was pretty much just interrogating the guy.
You're
So
interrogating.
yeah,
Dude, I wish I saw that. Was that during like a meeting, like a skills lab, or was that just like,
no, I was on a one-on-one, but that was like one of the
oh, okay.
first one-on-ones we ever had with him. Yeah.
I see, I see. Okay. Yeah. That's hilarious. No
So
worries. Okay.
building rapport is definitely the probably the
Mm-hmm.
hardest part for me at least. I know there's some
Mm-hmm.
people like Tina and my mom's pretty good at it as well.
Mm-hmm.
That are just naturally really good with people and
Right.
are really good with how can I say it? It's not like
Just the
fluffing them
connection,
up.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more like they're really good at communicating. I should say
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
actually is.
I mean, try to kind of match. I like to use like the mirror effect,
Yeah,
and match that kind of energy that I hear the first, hello from the realtor or the seller, and just match that energy throughout the actual conversation. Because if you kind of approach within, too much energy or too little, you might not be on the same page. And that frequency, you guys need to be on like the same frequency. I always kind of like remind myself about that. But no, actually, I don't know if you guys do, but to help me out every now and then, I kind of have I memorized it by but this is just like the sales sheet that Ben kind of like listed out here on the coaching on the coaching course.
mm,
So I mean, I can use it. It helps with just like the direction and the direction of how you should lay out the conversation, right? You start off with your introduction, right? You start the call and you're like, if you ask for a good time, I always write to start. I always like to start, right? Is this is a good time to chat, right? And just making
mm-hmm.
that connection. You sound more empathetic, right? That way, and you want to show that you care and you're
Yeah,
not
you
here
lower the
just to,
hostility.
right? And you just don't want to like, oh, I'm here for this house because I want to build
Yeah,
appreciation and cash. Like I don't want to like I don't care about you. Just give me the deal, right? Obviously, they're not going to do that, or they're not going to feel, you know, the need to have a conversation with you if you're not building, if you're not valuing them right as a human. So yeah, definitely
yeah.
build trust. Yeah, go ahead.
I think if you can build with the agent, like
Hmm.
if you get the agent on your side, the
Yeah.
chances that you can win that deal in general is probably much higher than
No, for sure.
if the agent doesn't want to work with you. If he really wants to work with you and you guys like each other and you guys got good chemistry because you can match them,
Exactly.
uh, you could probably get a lot more success.
Right. Oh no, dude, it's huge. I know. And the again, 90%, I know for me, you will not actually land the deal in the first call. Everybody's like, okay, I'm feel confident here. I'm gonna land a deal with this call. No, but the secret, the keys through the follow-up, guys, and we'll dive into that right after we're done here. But with the process, right? So first you start and you just build that rapport, right? Second, you really want to understand the seller's motivation, right? Is the property still available? Learn about the property. Does it need any updates, right? Because again, you want to build rapport, you want to build a connection, but you also want to know the state of the property, which you don't know through pictures and the description, right? So identifying that's huge. And explore the seller's motivation. Like, what's the main reason the seller is actually wanting to sell, right? And if there is, like, what's the challenge? What's their actual reason? I have multiple times where I'm on the phone and that realtor is actually like, we're not obligated to share that. We don't need to share that. That's actually through the private. Like, it's really
Pretty messed
weird.
up.
I've had a couple of that. Most of them do share why the seller is selling, but I've had a
Yeah.
couple instances where they're just like, you don't need to know that, or like just completely strict to the law. Like, I don't know, they're just naming all these Section 5B. We are we are not obligated to share that. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. Have a good day.
I think that's where like the pro sale, like the people who are like Ben and stuff like that, who are just insane at sales,
Yeah,
they can just kind of snake their way through. Like, oh, okay, I
yeah,
understand, and then just ask it in a different way that the agent just kind of spills it. So,
yeah. No, no, that's it. It's all through the language, guys. That's very important. Is the power of sales is definitely through the language that you use.
mm.
And that's something that's just developed over time, and you just gotta be consistent, right? But discuss
I
sale
got a
terms.
quote on my wall here
Mm.
that says, "Salespeople become known by the questions they ask."
Oof, you gotta start asking better questions. Come on, come on. I know I've heard those calls. No, I'm kidding. Um, but no, that's me too. I'm learning this. On the way too. It's something that builds over time for sure. But
Yeah, the
yeah,
script that
go
you
ahead.
had over there, you have a piece of paper. I just cut out like big words and I stuck them on my wall here. So I got like big blobs of
There you go.
I got
Yeah,
like name, how are you, background, still available, about
yeah.
property, why so. Just if I don't remember, if I look at a script, I just get lost in where I'm supposed to look. I got
There you go. Just
big
look
words
up.
here that
Look
yeah,
up.
just look up.
Look up. I love that. You don't want to look down. You want to look up.
Yeah. I think also
Um,
main thing is like posture when calling and like hyping yourself up and
yes. Yes,
yeah.
you're so right, dude. I will either like jam a whole like, you know, I don't know, energetic song before I get into it. I'm dancing. I'm like thriving. I start going crazy, bro, before the call, because it does need confidence. It does need motivation. But I actually also stand sometimes. Like I'll be here, right, at
Yeah,
my
I stand
desk,
when I
but
call.
I'll
I
actually
always
just
stand when
stand
I
up
call.
because it
Yeah.
helps. You stand, eh? No, it actually helps. I don't know. It just feels like, again, there's more intent in the conversation itself rather than, I'm at a desk and you kind of have that tone. I feel like, yeah, when you do
Hunched
sit,
over. You've been on the
yes,
computer for a
yes.
couple hours. You're
It's
kind
in
of
the
hunched
tone. The
over, and
tone isn't there. You're right.
yeah.
Absolutely. You're so right. So that's huge. Tonality, guys. You got to sound intentful. You can't just, hey, guys, how's the property? Is it available? I don't know.
Yeah,
Just,
you can hear on some calls if the person isn't confident. The initial confidence, like Ben is really good at this. He has great initial confidence that sets the tone, like you said, the tonality to the whole thing.
yeah,
If he starts
yeah.
off, if the person wants to be like, if the agent is kind of, calm and
Right.
slow, he'll probably slow down and calm down
And
as
this
well.
is this is the counterintuitive part. You're so right because yes, in one way you can match the energy of the realtor, as I said in the beginning, right? That's one way. But again, bringing that energy too, and now changing the form, that's huge too, which I've learned too. If you actually bring that energy, what happens is the person, this is in general too. It's not just for real estate, but that person will again abide to that. They will, I don't know, there's just this law of attraction, like that energy will
Mm.
consume them as well, and it'll bounce off. And
I think they naturally mirror without realizing as well. Like
yes,
I think just as social creatures, we kind of tend to mirror each other a little bit.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, no, for sure, right? And that's where, being energetic, knowing that person, knowing the salesperson is actually huge because then they'll start to get going, oh, this person actually, yeah, cares. And yeah, why not? Why wouldn't I tell you more if, it's all psychology at
yeah.
the end of the, it's all psychology. It's awesome. So yeah, we can move on to step three if that's it for step two. If that's what you have, okay, let's do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
So what
again,
we said so far, we
we
got
start us off introduction,
listings.
just building rapport, right? So that's step one. Step two was understand the seller's motivation. I'm just going off the script here, right? Which again we can kind of abide by, right? And then kind of just step two was understanding the seller's motivation, which is huge. So rapport, right? This is all after the qualifications, the pre-qualifications that we made. So
Mm-hmm.
now we're going on to step three. Discuss sale terms and details, right? Understand the listing history. How long has it been on the market for? Has there been any accepted offers? That's a big one too. That I like to ask. It helps kind of just even it out. Okay, am I a competitor here? Is there a competitive listing strategy going with this house? Is there a lot of bids? Right. That's huge to know. Um, Explore
Mm-hmm.
seller's priorities, right? Aside from price, is there anything else that's important to the seller, right? For an example, looking for a specific selling date or selling as is, right? Just stuff like that, which is important. Learn about the property's history, how long how long ago did they actually purchase the property, which is huge, and how much did they pay for it. Sometimes they won't disclose that. That's what I've noticed. Sometimes the realtors will be a bit iffy. They won't disclose how much they bought the property for, again, because it's some reason that part of the Privacy Act. Investigate rental potential too. Does the property currently generate any rental income, or could it potentially be rented out, which is huge, right? And then collaborate to save costs. Don't currently have an agent. Would it make sense with you to use you as a realtor too? That's what I love. That's the huge hook I like to kind of emphasize on is, hey, we're not working with a realtor, we'll work with you and kind of just say, lower costs and commission, and yeah, you'll be able to take it all. So, and they're like, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And knowing that, I mean, those points are huge. Again, identifies the structure and knowing, okay, you're just diving deeper, right? And through that section, through section three, I feel like you can really again see the motivation, right? Okay, did they purchase the
Mm-hmm.
price at a higher price than what the asking price is right now? Are they in a loss basically? Um, which again, right now in the Windsor market, that's a huge occurrence right now. Most of these listings, they're in a loss, and that's the biggest problem right now because they want as close as their buying price that they want. These sellers are really restrictive, but again, there's always these few couple that are just motivated to sell, um, which I found it just works. You just
So
got to
what do you
get the
think
right
that?
one.
Why do you think it's a problem that it's going down?
Why do you think it's a pro? Well, I like overall, I think what happens is again, time is on our side at the end of the day, right? So knowing that is huge, but also knowing that these people in Windsor as of right now, because they bought in 2022, they bought during COVID, guys, and those prices were up here, right? And what happened is prices have decreased, so they're in that loss, and now they're really restrictive. I don't want to lose money here. They don't want to lose money. Again, who would want to lose money? Makes sense. So.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, what happens is over time that motivation does arise. Over time, I'll also like we'll learn this again through our speech and experience. But from according to my knowledge, that time is again, if you're listing a property a week ago, they're not going to be as motivated as a listing that would be on the MLS for like a month or even 2 months, right? So again, it's just going back to time. Time's always on the side of the buyer. So um,
So do you think it's
yeah,
bad that the Windsor market's going down, or do you think it's bad only for the actual seller? Because in terms of, for us, I think
yeah.
a down market's probably the best market, no?
Oh, well, I think so. And what's happened right now is again, there's always gold in every single market, right? I think we're closer to right now. It did drop, but now it's leveling off, right? So it's more of a balanced market where people are just so iffy. Like, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to kind of like give it this price, right? People don't know. They're very indecisive, right? So having that concern, they're also restrictive. So I feel like there is potential. I think you need to find the right ones. In Windsor, as of right now, there's always motivated sellers. There's a lot of strict ones. But generically, yeah, buying in this time, I think people just want to get out again because they just need money. Again, that's
Yeah. They don't
one
want
of
to
the
tank
main
a harder
reasons.
loss. They don't
Exactly.
want to take a
And
harder loss. Yeah.
there's always, yeah, skepticism when around is, okay, is the market going to drop tomorrow or how's it going to look? So they'd rather liquidate now and, save themselves from potentially a bigger loss. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why, again, another a fear, right? It's just living in scarcity, unfortunately. Ben will always say it, right? The market is controlled by fear and greed. So
Mm-hmm.
when people are fearful, we got to be greedy, right? And when everybody else is greedy, you got to be fearful. But no, it's cool. But yeah, anything to add on?
Yeah, I think what you just said also kind of, I mean, in a way, kind of ties back to their motivation, and then also ties back into psychology, right? So they think
Yeah,
it's funny how they're willing to take a loss, um, but sometimes they don't see the difference between, like, if they're not motivated enough,
yeah.
they'll just get offended by your offer, and then sometimes if they're too motivated, well, not too motivated. If they're really
Mhm.
motivated, they might even think that offer is better than what they expected. So,
Exactly. No,
I
it's
think it's just
yeah.
perspective in terms of for the seller.
Perspective's huge, dude. Yeah, no, for sure. It was hilarious. One scenario, I'll share this is I had a call, I think last week, and you know what? This house was in good condition. I was potentially, I think I was like, hey, tell me if it's a waste of time, buddy. If I can get it down to, I think the listing price was around 400. I'm like, what do you feel? What do you feel about, what is it, 300, right? I think I said somewhere around there. It's like 75 cents on the dollar. And it's like, okay, well, we haven't had any written offers, so just write something up. The seller needs to, confirm something. I'm like, okay, this is gold, right? I put in my deposit. I put it in the document. I send it over through email, and he calls me back. He's like, Caleb, is this a joke right now? It doesn't even look anywhere below the deposit amount. It's like completely arbitrary, but he's like, dude, you cannot deposit $100. Like, have you ever even bought in a house? I'm like, excuse me? Like, it was hilarious.
That's
But
what.
he's like, I'm like, like I put in too many offers throughout the day, right? Like I can't be doing more. I'm an investor, right? I can't. That's outrageous if you think I need to put. I think he stated around 5% of the actual price. You have to deposit. I'm like, give me a joke. There's no, you don't have to do that.
Bro, I'm not
Absolutely
putting
not.
20,000.
That's outrageous. You're outrageous. I'm not outrageous. I am an investor, right? I can do what I want. So let me just deposit. It doesn't even matter to him if I even buy the property. Why would I be wasting my time if I actually didn't want the place, right? Sometimes it just goes over their head and they're like, no, we're not doing that. So again, I would be getting that money back. It's just refundable. So it's funny, but I don't know. This is where I was in the skills lab. I was referring this to Darren, Coach Darren in skills lab one night, and he was helping me out over there. So Darren, if you're watching this, I appreciate it. But yeah, no, it's funny. You always get realtors like that. Have you ever had any scenarios? I know it's been a long day, guys. Don't judge. Have you had any scenarios like that, Yuval?
Um, I mean, I've had many scenarios where I anchor the price and they just kind of either they chuckle a little bit and then just say absolutely not, or they become super serious and they're like, "Are you really,
Yeah,
really? This is the
yeah,
number
yeah.
you're talking to?" Um, and I guess that's the whole point of the
It's just like you're
the
damn right,
anchor, right?
bro. Yeah,
If they say like, "Yeah, that works," in the back of my mind, I kind of feel like, "Oh, I think I overpaid a little bit there."
yeah,
So
yeah. No, I get that a lot. Um, gotta be
yeah,
transparent.
I don't have any specific story I can think of at the moment like that. That's pretty funny.
That's like your
But
common occurrence. Like that's honestly, that's 50% of my calls, right? Really? That much? Like, come on. Like, no, they're
yeah,
just, it's how it is, right? These realtors, they're a
I
little
think
bit greedy. They want
another
some
thing
money.
we do as well is like for the deposit. If you guys really feel like you need, $1,000 deposit, let's do $100 and then we'll give the 900 after removal of conditions.
Traditions, yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, I
So
stated that.
they still feel like they get a little bit of money, but in reality we just take it off the
I know
price,
you,
so it doesn't really
yeah.
matter.
No, no, I know you referred that to me, and I've been using that. I mean, doesn't really work. They're still kind of in that phase. But again, it does add that little bit more of clarification. So it kind of helps sometimes. But no, it's funny. I
They
find it
feel a
just
little bit better.
amusing.
They feel a little bit better.
Yeah. No, they
Yeah.
do. I'm having so much fun doing it anyways. Like call after call, like, dude, it's again, just be a brick wall at the end of the day. It's nothing personal. You're doing this and you have to always, what I always like to consider in my mind, I always have the positive mindset, but knowing that I'm gonna land a deal one day, right? Yeah, this is not the
Yeah.
one. This is not the one right now. But it's again follow up. It potentially is, right? I'm not gonna drop a deal after a terrible conversation. Maybe it didn't go as planned. But again, you just follow up, and you never know when that motivation um, hits,
Uh,
right? Hits the
Follow
seller,
up is
and
crazy.
yeah,
The follow
yeah,
up is insane.
yeah. I
We
know.
we had some calls we made in the 30 days to a deal challenge like a month ago already,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now we're suddenly we kind of forgot about some of these people, and they're calling us back and like, hey, are you guys still interested in this?
hmm
Or we just I just actually sent over an offer to one yesterday. This is like the third time we went back and forth and sent offers, and they
hmm
countered, and so they started at like 198. We sent 140, 141, something like that. They
hmm
countered 165. We dropped it. We just let it. We didn't say anything. We didn't respond, and then they actually, I don't think they talked to us back. I called them back yesterday or the day before,
hmm
and said what's up, and they're like, yeah, shoot over an offer because I built a pretty good rapport with the agent. So
There you
we're
go.
she's a great
Yeah.
agent too. So uh, it was really easy to talk to her as well, and yeah, we sent over an offer this time. It was at like 112,
Wow.
and she just said like thanks, no thanks.
Yeah.
He can't. This guy bought it at like 135, I think, in
Mm,
this year. So and he had to renovate it a lot. So he massively overpaid. So
mm,
I think sometimes you shouldn't feel bad for dropping an anchor just because the previous owner
hmm
paid too much for the property, right? It's not.
Exactly.
People take
Yeah.
it hard, but it's not your fault. You're just trying to make a certain amount of profit, right?
That's it, dude. Again, you have a buy box that you have to abide by, and your kind of recommendations. Again, we all have our different budget, and we're investors, right? They have to understand that this is according to me. I'm not trying to be offensive in any kind of way, right? They're always like, "This is insane!" Like that's so offensive that you would even put an offer. Like some of these guys actually go crazy. I'm like, this is the best I can do as an investor. So
Yeah.
take it, as is, and take it like kindly. I don't know how to kind of
Some
explain that,
agents
but
take it well. Some agents that
yeah,
actually
yeah,
understand the business take it well, and then there's some for some reason that get emotionally attached to their
right.
client's house for some reason.
It's true. It's true
I feel
because
like a lot of
emotion drive.
agents could
Yeah,
sell more if they were just a little more professional, right?
there's more subjective behavior I feel than objective. If you know the difference, right? Again, it goes back to drama, right? Data over drama, right? You have the
Yeah.
two. Again, drama is huge in society. The signal and the noise determining what the two is, and again, a lot of people just choose to, live in the drama, live in connection, and just live off their emotions. And that's where you'll find the most dramatic kind of people and the realtors or the sellers, right? I
Do you
don't think
think that there's
it's,
some people enjoy the drama?
I think a lot of people enjoy the attention, 100%. I think a lot of people are there to people please or to, yeah, seek the attention because I guess not, they don't have enough of it, which is, again, just such a North American kind of scheme that, like, I feel like a lot of people have just perceived over the last little bit, over the last like century, just like I
I
just want
think
to be
social media
seen.
played a big part.
I think social media played a
Yeah,
huge
I
part,
think
you all. Yeah.
social media was a huge part. Uh,
Yeah.
I really hope it gets better. I think it is getting better. I think people are kind of waking up a little bit and seeing
I don't
the
in
effects that
yeah.
just the noise does.
Hopefully, I
What
don't
do you
know.
think?
I personally don't think it'll get better. I think we're living in a digital age where again a lot of things are becoming more digital than analog. It's going to be insane, Yuval. The thing is, if you're a business, again, we're trying to be businessmen, we're business owners here. I know I am, but Yuval, are you like, do you work for your parents? Are you like an employee for their company or are you like an owner?
So, it's more kind of like I'm sales. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Yep, more in the sales department. I get it. Okay, okay. So again, uh, the reason I'm saying that just be helps with if you're not emphasizing with social media, it's you're gonna fall behind. Again, businesses, that's how people and that's how you market nowadays, right? A lot of people, and The old school is, okay, am I driving for deals, or what is it, driving for dollars? I know that there's that marketing scheme. There's then door knocking, right? There's flyers. Again, a lot of this analog is becoming, it's just being substituted, right? It's not like it's not working, right? It's still, I mean, billboards, they still all work. It's huge, but digital is just playing a huge role, and it's only growing. So emphasizing on social media, paid ads, SEO, right? Just everything digital. It's gonna take over the world for sure, and leveraging that as a business owner or real estate business is huge. Again, communicating your mission, who you are, and what you're trying to do in that current region, it helps. That's the gross. I feel like the easiest, the cheapest, and the most effective, I believe, through social media. So it's good and it's bad, right? Some people like the drama. We just leverage it. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying we leverage it as business owners, right? I don't choose to live in it, but I use it to my advantage. Because if everybody's
Yeah.
there, I just follow where the people are. I just follow where the sales or the motivation is, right? And if you find a lot of that on social media, so that's huge, I think. So
Yeah, I think you're 100% on that. I think also in a way, because it's kind of shifting more into digital compared to analog, that when you do send out like a flyer, it's a little more impressionable, right? It has a little bit more weight to it.
yeah, no, honestly, I think this is it. Is okay, if you want to communicate the message, you do it digitally. If you want to communicate perception and awareness, you're doing it through analog, right?
Mm,
Because people are driving by buses, people are driving by billboards, people see your flyer, they throw it out, but what happens is that logo, that those words, the
it was
slogan,
real.
right?
They held the flyer.
It's real, and now it's being more engraved. The more you're able to just spread out and create more awareness, the more curiosity it sparks, right? The
Mm,
more awareness it builds, which again just leads to sales, to lead generation, and then potential sales, right? So that's where analog's huge, that it's physical. And again, my family will throw out 99% of the flyers that we receive in the mail. That's almost every kind of family, because who needs them, right? But again, I know what comes in the mail now because it's so repetitive and they're consistent. Just because, again, the companies know this. They know that you are going to throw out their stuff. But what happens is they just spark that intuition, right? I know we just got a Wendy's coupon in the mail, right? We don't eat fast food whatsoever. But what happens is now we're thinking about Wendy's. Like
yep.
that's just how it is. That's human psychology. Um,
And then at some point you're craving Wendy's or just some sort of fast food, and you check your mail and you
exactly.
happen to have a Wendy's coupon.
Exactly,
It's
right?
all
Become
about
in a
just
desperate
being.
stage.
It's yeah. It's almost like you're just planting some sort of bait, and
You're just
it's like
planting
fishing, right?
seeds.
You
It's
keep
fishing.
throwing, yeah, you
Yeah,
keep planting your seed,
I'm
and then
throwing chum
eventually,
in the water, right? I'm trying to catch a
yep.
shark. I'm throwing chum in the water, or I'm trying to, grow a plant or whatever. I'm just planting seeds. That's it. Right? No, that's
Hmm.
huge. I'm glad you
In
said
the
that.
right
So,
condition, the seeds begin to sow, right? So
exactly. Exactly. The thing is, what I love too is, in order for that seed to grow, it needs the right nutrition, right? Where I feel like that corresponds with the follow up, right? If you know what I mean, right? Watering
oh,
that
I like
plant
that.
constant,
That was good.
right? You like that? It kind of corresponds, right?
That was good.
Using
That was
that,
good.
you plant the seed and then you follow up, right? So if I'm doing an analog like ad, right? Okay, well, now I'm in their head. Number two, I'm going to use my digital emails automation. Okay, dude, we got to talk about AI too and all the automation. It's becoming more efficient for us, and why wouldn't we? Again, so we use that, and now we're just planting seeds. I'm going to keep emailing them what every single day. You can do every single week. It's taking zero effort on my part because again, I'm just scheduling the automation. A2P and like go high levels. It's just crazy. I can't wait to like leverage that. I know I have a meeting because I gotta still set that up still because we just started. But dude, setting up those emails are huge. Again, just planting those seeds. But I like to think about it kind of just veering off to conclude it as a salesman.
Mhm.
You have to have
Yep.
three distinctions, three kind of just mindsets, like just 3 points in your mind. I got this from Daniel G. I don't know if you know who Daniel G is. He's a salesman. Okay.
Send
Um,
send me his stuff. I'll
I
check it
will.
out.
Yeah. You know what? I sure will. He's a great salesman.
Yo, if you
And
got
knows a
stuff,
lot.
send it over. Whatever. If you see any cool stuff, let me
For
know. I'll
sure,
do
for
the
sure.
same.
This was on a YouTube video. He was in his private jet. He's like, guys, we're 27,000 feet in the air, and I'm just trying to kill time. But listen to these three. He's like, as a salesman, you must close yourself, right? Having that intuition, having you built in, and that concept that you're trying to sell to people. Are you actually closed on it as well, right? And that's through the confidence. That's through my mindset, the tonality that I perceive, right? Am I trying to sell the solution? Do I believe in my own solution that I'm giving, right? Am I, again, yeah, believing in that cash offer, that convenience, the speed that I'm using, that I'm leveraging for the seller, right? Or am I just, on the side and I'm just like a bit iffy about that? Once you sell yourself that concept, then it just helps kind of with the structure, because again, there's this frequency exchange. If you are totally convinced in that
I think it's confidence.
concept, then they're going to perceive that too. They're going to have that little spark. Okay, this guy is serious. With that, it comes with energy, it comes
Yes.
with tonality, it comes with connection. That's what's huge, absolutely huge, is you must close yourself before you can close somebody else. That's point number one. Number two
Mm.
is that I must close. Thinking I must, or else I'm not going to bed. Did I reach my quota? Am I here? Again, why do I deserve to go to sleep tonight? Like this, it's extreme, but these are some standards that people live at. And these guys are wealthy. These guys are so like they're so successful. They don't need anything like this, but it's still the mindset because they've just adopted that. That's the person they are now, right? I still need to close. I must close, or else like I don't deserve to go to bed. Like I didn't hit my quota. And he'll have like people. Again, accountability partners are huge. I mandate that you guys all need them. I know Yuval is mine. And getting just people, surround yourself by people that keep you accountable, because that's huge. That's huge. So yeah, number one, point one, you must close yourself. Number two, um, sorry, I said that wrong.
No, you said it
No,
right. You
no, I
must
said it
close
right, right?
yourself, man.
You got to close
Two, you
yourself,
must
then you
close.
must close. Yeah.
Yeah.
And number three, you will close. So now speaking in the present,
Mm.
declaring my future. How am I going to see the future? Am I so confident in how I will do this, right? I think it's just noticing that and knowing that you will close at some point. Again, it just helps with integrity and just persistence, right? Not the fact that I don't want to be bashed out, and I don't want to be depleted after one call, right? One bad call. Unfortunately, a lot of people that are just on the phone, right? They get either unmotivated to call, right? Just again through one call, and it went south, and there's just a bit of friction. Nobody really likes to cold call, but knowing, okay, I will land a deal. It's just a matter of when, and that effort that you put into yourself, right? Which is huge. So knowing I just got to stay consistent. Consistency is huge because nobody has consistency anymore. Because the freaking attention span nowadays, you all, again, we all know it. These things are such a distraction, and it's like, okay, what do I do? The competition, I've noticed this. The competition, truly, it's slowly starting to decrease, right? Because
Mhm.
if you're not aware of how to actually like make money like this, to present and to build businesses, coaching is huge. I know this has helped me out so much, but also attention span and the focus, and the commitment that you make. Are you consistent? Um, which is huge.
I think
I think it drives
some
it.
this is so good on how, because I listened to the, I'm gonna keep talking about this because it's just
Yeah, go ahead.
just what you were talking about
Yeah.
made me reflect on this. I listened to the Strangest Secret by Aaron Nightingale every day in the morning, and it's really good because it like you were saying, consistency, right? And he
Yeah.
talks about how consistency and faith are pretty much the same, right? So if
Mm,
you didn't have faith, you would never consist. So faith exactly doesn't have to mean religion, right? It could just be faith in yourself and
that's
faith
it.
in your process and that you're going to close. And that just builds a certain level of confidence that in the initial call, it's almost like a wave that the agent feels, right? It's kind of comforting, I think, because people like to feed off other people's confidence.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think this is huge too. It can become it's both sides, right? There's maybe not enough motivation from, the buyer, right? And the actual business. where there's not enough motivation. But sometimes there's also overconfidence where ego becomes an issue
Mm,
too, right? Entitlement. I learned this from actually the Humble podcast. I know he was on chat with I think it was Dan Monero or something like that, and they were talking about entitlement, which is huge, right? Knowing that okay, like yeah, I'm fine, right? I don't need to. This is who I am, and no, I'm fine who I am, right? I'm doing a great job. Like acknowledging yourself. I believe in confidence, yes, but I also believe that ego is the one thing that will stop you. If it's excessive, it's the thing that will rob you internally, which will again just diminish everything. If you have a high ego, you will not be a granular leader. You will not be a positive influence that people will want to follow because think about it. Imagine who would want to follow an arrogant person, right? I feel it as more, I see it as my real estate business. I want to be more than just a real estate business at the end of the day. I kind of want to, dissect and dive more into also the influence and also the brand that we present as, right? Are we trustworthy? Are we building a true one-stop like solution? I don't want to present myself in any kind of entitlement, right? And that's where it becomes tricky because again, a lot of people will build something and they feel entitled again that, I own this and like I deserve this and this is who I am. Like I deserve respect now, right? No, 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 no. That's one thing. And I feel like a lot of people, they kind of envision, a leadership role or your boss, you're up here, you've built this, right? And then you have your workers down here, right? And the leader, all he does is kind of, mandate stuff. Hey, I tell you to do this or whatever. This is just like a business kind of concept, guys. But, right? This is a terrible kind of leader. You want a leader that's down here with you. You want a leader who's on the same page and you want a leader who's actually helping you in the mess that you're in, right? And helping you dissect, right? You don't want a person mandating stuff just like that. Those are what managers are for. Managers are I heard this. I was in Slovakia, my home country, and I know it was hilarious. Funny situation. We were talking about business, but during a massage, I was getting a massage at a spa. It was hilarious. But we were talking about business, and it was hilarious. And yeah, no, he kind of just stated the man, and he's like, managers know how to do things right. Leaders know how to do the right things.
mhm.
Get that? Can I connect a little bit? Yeah. No, I think that's huge. Going forward, going into like a business kind of
Say that
ownership
one more time. Say
concept.
say it one more time.
Managers know how to do things right, while leaders know how to do the right things. All right. It's just consolidating what I just said, right? Solidifying that you're as a leader, you're more intuitive. You know what to do in certain situations, whether it's hard, right? Because you're gonna have hard situations. Just knowing what to do, like the right thing, right? We all have that kind of conviction. Oh, this is the right thing, but do I actually want to do it or whatever? I think it's just being true and being honest, right? Which is huge. Whereas leaders knowing how to do things right, it's just more of a how do I say this? They're just more
I think
abided
it's because
to
they're
a
more.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. They have their requirements, their obligations, so they have to fulfill that, and they're gonna do anything they can to reach their quota because again, managers are not at the top, right? They have to answer to somebody else, right? So again, those are just the counterintuitive just concepts, which are
Hmm.
cool to know. So don't be a manager, be a leader. So the whole moral of the story, I know it was a rant, but no, it's cool to think about and yeah, I know we kind of just like veer off so much, going from a
Hey,
sales script going
hey, was
to
that guy was the guy that told you that the massager?
that was the massager. He's a good
Oh
buddy.
yeah,
He's a good buddy of mine. Yeah, he grew
that's
up
funny.
with my dad. My dad. It's funny because Slovakia is such a small country. You can drive to east to west in like 8 hours. It's a small country,
Israel's
right?
the
But
same thing. Israel's
But
the same thing.
yeah, 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 I know. I mean, I don't mind it because number one, it's just so much volume, right? You're going up hills, down hills. These mountains are huge, but also the population's not too crazy, so everyone knows someone. I always like to say. So
Do
yeah,
you guys go
my
there
dad knows
often?
everyone. We like to try. Yeah, we try to go like once a year at least, right? And go just visit our family
Nice.
and our friends. So right, because my dad immigrated here, so like half my family lives in Slovakia. So we always try to visit once in a little bit. So
Cool, man.
yeah. So what about you? Do you have like where's your family mostly?
It's kind of, to be honest, it's if I'm looking at most amount of people, it's probably either Chicago or Israel.
Mm,
Um, but it's like in Israel, it's just my grandparents, and then in England, it's my uncle, and then in Chicago, it's my dad's
yeah,
side. So it's
very
kind of
cool.
just there's not an actual one spot that everyone can meet, which
Yeah,
is a little unfortunate.
yeah.
I haven't even seen my uncle since I was like 3 or something. So
Oh wow,
we keep
wow.
talking on the phone and stuff, and we're like, let's meet up, yeah, yeah, and it just kind of never works out. So
That works
I'm
out.
gonna
Yeah.
make a couple of bucks on this real estate and just fly over.
That's it. Hey, come on, man. Come on. That's literally it. Um, that's where I feel like the law of priorities comes in, right? You guys say that, right? But is it actually a priority, right? On both ends. I feel like
Mm,
that commitment, as we were talking about, learning how to prioritize the right things. And when you actually want something, I always like this. Um, why is it, how did Ben word this? But what's the main reason why you don't have what you want, right? It's the limiting belief that we always have, right? I think I was just reading one of these books. Was it The Real Estate Secrets Exposed? That was a great book from Ben, and he was kind of going into limiting beliefs for his last chapter, chapter 10. And
mm,
he was just dissecting limiting beliefs and actually how like it truly affects us, external beliefs, right? Oh, the market's not stable, or the people are telling me about all the uncertainty, right? You just listen to all the noise, right? And then internal limiting, yeah, that's it. And then internal limiting beliefs is just like telling yourself that you're not capable, that you're not, willing, or that you don't even deserve, right? Or I'm not good on the phone or anything, right? It's all a lie at the end of the day, and that's where I feel like faith does actually come in, because God's blessed us so much to the fact that I have eyes and that I have legs and arms and waking up every single morning, right? There's no reason not to put in 110%, right? Like I don't know. That's just me. That's the drive that I've kind of just perceived over life, right? It's such a ambition that I have, and I really want to help people understand that as well. And
mm.
to just live life to the fullest, because I feel like the majority, again, maybe that's my society, but there's just a lot of boredom nowadays, right? And just like there's this bored feel, right? And people don't know what to do, and they're just kind of bored with life as of right now, and they don't understand the opportunity. I think that's just the North American perception, because we're given everything at our disposal. We can get anything just like that, right? So where's the right? Yeah, 100%.
It's all just in the phone. People grew up here. It's I think it's such a different thing. Maybe I haven't really been to Europe, but I think in Europe there's a lot more. There's still more nature connected, right? And the
Nature
going on
connection,
hikes
more
and being in groups
interaction.
and stuff. Yeah, more
Yeah,
interaction.
100%. Like I go over to Slovakia, everything's analog. Number one, like
Yep.
again, Slovakia's it's not too crazy, right? But again, we can still hold up our own. We have a lot of modern stuff, but again, just the community itself is just so built on each other and not
Mm,
on just like I don't care what's like no offense or anything, but I don't care what's happening to, a person fishing in Thailand right now. Oh, did he just catch a 5 pounder? Like, or whatever. That's just a terrible example, but like all this, the noise, like you cancel it out. You just be still for just a little bit, right? That's why I think it's very important to do that every single day and just prime the mind, right? Going back, if you guys really want to know how to prime the mind, go to our second episode, our previous
check that
episode. We
out.
kind of
That was
dig
fire.
deeper into that. That was fire. So you guys got to listen to that. But just correlating all back to sales, it starts with you, right? It
Yeah.
just starts with you. Getting your mind primed it just helps, and it brings this atmosphere of joy and energy that you guys are able to perceive and put onto those realtors, whoever you're trying to call. So every call is a learning experience. um Again, if people are watching this and they're like, I don't know where to start, or I'm not comfortable on the phone, It's all a lie, number one, and it just takes practice, right? None of us are. I was terrible on the phone. I've humiliated myself. But what's the worst that can happen? What, I get a little bit of embarrassment, like over a call that didn't go well. Yeah, it's happened. But that's the process of growth, right?
Probably
That's literally the
90% of those
process.
calls you don't even remember by this
You won't
point.
even remember. I like to do this, and this was in Ben's book too. It's hilarious. I'm gonna think of myself one day. I'm gonna be in a nursing home. I'm gonna be in my 80s or 90s, whatever, and I'm gonna be thinking back. Right? Did that call when I was 18, or did that call right when I'm starting and trying to get deals? Did it actually matter how it went? Right?
Well, let's put it this way. Which call
Yeah.
do you actually remember? The one you closed on, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I have to go back to go high level and watch them. I do remember some of their names, but I don't even know how the conversations were. I have to go read my notes on how to see how they were. But oh my gosh, it was hilarious. No, yeah, exactly. That's such a good point. I don't remember my calls, the ones I made yesterday or whatever, or the week before. Not saying that I have terrible memory. I think I have a pretty good memory. It's just like I choose not to remember it. Like I have my notes ready to go. I know how the person is, but like I just how it went, I just learn. If anything, I critique. What I like to do actually, and this is important for learning communication, and I like about Go High Level is the effect of tracking. Right, you got to track. You got to have your KPIs. So the calls are recorded on Go
Mhm.
High Level, which I love. This is your opportunity to go and critique how you sound, how the call actually went, how was your tone, right? Again, it wasn't a video call, so you don't know how your expressions were, but this is again majority on the tone that you bring and the fluency as well.
I mean, that's
How
where the
are
tone comes in
yeah
so much more
yeah
because there's no
exactly.
video. There's all the expressions in the tone, right? So I think that's where probably like voice actors can be insane at sales just because of their ability to articulate
Or just
and change their
articulate.
voices and stuff like that and not be so monotone.
That's huge. I think
Mhm.
yeah. You don't want to be just monotone, but you want to just be so dynamic, right? You want to have your ups and downs. You
Mhm.
want to have your climax, but you also want to have just a little bit of it, ease and
Ben does this so well. Ben
so
does this
fluent,
so
right?
well.
If there's anything I aspire to be like, yeah, I aspire to be like that kind of that that salesman for sure.
Hmm.
So, it's so good. He's such a good influence, yeah. But I
But
don't know,
yeah,
any
guys,
kind of
just a quick recap.
yeah,
Get the listings, right?
that's it.
Qualify the listings. You got the 5 things for them. Call the listings, qualify the call in the initial call. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up as many times as you need until you close it. I think Ben says a stat like a deal actually gets closed on like the seventh or eighth follow up. And
Look at
I think
that.
about I think he said something like 50% of people stop following up in the second call or something like that, which is insane.
Yeah,
Uh, and then after that, you keep going, you close. So
that's it. That's it. I know the follow-ups. I'm learning that in that stage right now. I think I'm on my I have some kind of intuition. I might close on this property, but I'm
okay,
on my
okay.
third follow up right now. So we're gonna see and we're gonna push. The motivation is just rising, guys. Time is on our side. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
So we're gonna see. I'll let you know, Yuval, if I actually land this one, but it's looking pretty good. We'll see. But
nice man.
yeah. So again, yeah, as Yuval stated, right? Build that rapport, make a connection with that realtor, seek the seller's motivation, right? Get the details. Um, put your offer in. I know we can discuss a little bit more on how to actually structure the offer, right? The actual offer part, but I think this was more of the sales kind of session, right? On how do you want to sell yourself? How do you want to be perceived as? And that's just through building rapport, right? That's building your tone. How do you sound like? I think that's what this kind of episode really kind of emphasized on. Next episode, we can really get and dive into the structure of it and how to kind of even just critique how some of these, again, what the natural offer looks like, and what are some exits to consider, right? You have conditional offers, how to
Mm.
structure those. You have cash offers, what are the requirements for those? We can definitely dive into that, right? There's a lot you guys need to know. If you don't know about them, I know some of this demographic you might already know, and we probably learned from you guys. So um but yeah, we just
If
love
you guys
talking
have
about
any
it.
ideas you want us to talk about, just put it in the comments.
That's it.
Let us know. Let us know what you wanna hear.
That's it. That's it. So, guys, we really appreciate it. Yuval, any kind of final thoughts?
just it all starts from within, right?
It all starts with within. Yeah, yeah. My thing was, um, definitely definitely just follow up and definitely just take massive action. If there's one thing you suck at it, the best thing to get good at it, again, nobody talks about it, but just go do the thing. Stop overthinking it and just send
Just
it.
do it.
Just do it. That's why I love Nike's slogan, guys. It's huge. It's huge. And, um, so yeah, amazing. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this third
Thank you,
episode.
guys.
I know it's just third already. Dude, we're nailing this. We're going. This is just the start. So I'm fired up. I'm pumped. I can do this all day, but and I'm kind of losing my voice already. But for sure. Until next time, guys, we appreciate it. Stay tuned. Next episode next week. And no, we're excited. Throw anything in the comments or let us know if there's anything you guys want to talk about. But until next time, we will see you out. Runner up out. How does that work? Works?
Yeah, I like that. Runner up out.
We can figure something out.
Peace.
Take care, guys.